Hey, what's up, guys? It's the professor, currently going by the name Mandalorian Soldier. Still going through my Star Wars phase, and I don't think I'll be able to stop doing that for a very long time. well, if you watch my latest video, uh, I'm reading the fairy tale manga as it's coming out on a website, and latest chapter, as I said down in the description. Uh, the way it looks like Gray, the way I took it is Gray has betrayed the memory of Fairy Tale. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, spoilers, number one. Number two, get your act together and go read the manga, please. Anyways, I'm not even going to get into that. I'll start getting into it once they start explaining what's going on inside of Gray. Someone said that it looks like the Demon Slayer mark on his arm has finally started taking over him. And in the last little shot of the manga, it shows at least his entire arm and part of his body, like right here, or it's on the other side from him. But I don't say like going out across like this has started to turn black because of the demon mark. But I thought, since I'm so far ahead, why not go back to the beginning and look at it again? Which that's what I've done. Uh, I just finished watching Fairy Tale episode 1, The Fairy Tale. Uh, this is the first episode where we meet Lucy. The first episode where we learn about Fiore, about magic, about wizards. The first time we meet Natsu and his motion sickness. First time we meet Happy, we see that this tiny little blue cat has the ability to fly. The first time we see Aquarius, and in all of her infamous regards towards Lucy. This is the introduction, and looking back on it, it's pretty good. And some of you might be saying, you're saying that because you love fairy tale, and I do. But I'm not saying that because I love fairy tale. I'm saying that, this is really annoying me. I'm saying that because story-wise, it throws a lot of curveballs just for the first episode. For example, first curveball, Lucy is in a magic shop and she wants to buy a celestial key. The shop owner says that celestial keys are a rare thing in a town so far away from where magic, like the magic cities, like Magnolia or someplace like that, or the capital. But he says that it is 20,000 jewels. I have no idea how much that is in American dollars, so I'll just put it a 1-to-1 ratio, $20,000. So this girl, extremely beautiful, and I'm gonna just leave it at that. Tries to use her body to convince this guy to lower the price down because 20,000 for knowledge that you learn later on for a key that isn't a celestial, one of the 12 celestial keys, is kind of ridiculous. And first curveball, he only drops it by $1,000, so it goes from 20 to 19,000 jewels, which is kind of funny. And then she hears of a salamander. That's we meet Natsu either before we meet Lucy or after. I have better name. Don't judge me. But after this, After this, Salamander, which, if you watch the first episode again, is an imposter who is using illegal magic to become popular and kidnap women and make them slaves. So pretty much a guy put up a dark guild. Uh, Natsu is as he always is until you read the manga around chapter 419. Around chapter 419 is where you find out what happened to Iggy. Actually, no, 416, more like it. Around chapter 416, 419, that's when you find out what happened to Iggy. Right now, all we know is that he's looking for Ignil. This is the first time we find Natsu, and he meets with this imposter salamander. And, because it's not who he wants it, he doesn't care. But exactly like Natsu is, he doesn't give a damn. Which is actually kind of funny because then all these girls who are under a charm spell start kicking his ass for being disrespectful to the salamander. And Lucy thanks Natsu and Happy for getting her out of that by giving them something to eat. And that's when Natsu says he doesn't look like a real salamander. Doesn't look like he probably doesn't even know how to breathe fire. Blah blah blah. Alluding that he's a dragon slayer. Lucy says, I want to be part of a guild. Intentionally being like non-specific for the audience, which in realistic speaking, no one does that. But blah blah blah. The animation is good, and I would say that because I'm pretty sure someone out there is going to be saying, "How can you call yourself a blah?" Just oh my god, I hate these people. Animation was good. It still holds up. Because I've seen every episode of the anime up to date, and I've been reading the manga past that. So the fact that episode 1 still holds on with the last anime episode, and the manga itself, which it's supposed to do, which I'm stupid me saying it, but it's actually pretty impressive. That's it's really impressive. That episode 1, which I think is like a mix of chapter 1 and 2. I haven't really read the manga that early. I think it's a mix of chapter 1 and 2, maybe 1 and 2, 3. Episode 1, a mix of all of these. Like I can still see the animation of the anime all the way to manga chapter 424. That's kind of impressive. But as always, I have no idea exactly what I'm doing. I'm just giving out my opinion on these things, giving you a rundown. It's still good, still really good. It's still funny because Natsu's still a dumbass and all this stuff. Yeah, those are my thoughts on it. This is the professor and a soldier of Mandalore. See you guys next time.